Hello there. I know it's been almost 2 weeks since I put a video out, but just getting some updates and some other things going on. Next week will be the monthly Q&A for November on Thursday, 1700 hours, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time next week. So that will be the 13th, Thursday. So some updates on things. Lost one of my jobs just because of the economy and the nature of the industry right now, and security consulting, and I stopped doing subcontracting for the other major company that I was this month. Not a great time for that stuff to happen, but just with the dynamic changes of things going on right now and the potentiality of other opportunities that may come up in the future back with prior employers, pending if another war kicks off, and then just furthering the shift to focus on stuff that I enjoy more now, namely Fracty Camo, my brand, my business, my camouflage patterns, as well as continuing graphic design and all the music stuff and all that, and more will be coming along down the pipe with music stuff, obviously, so that's not stopping anytime soon either. And just like all that kind of stuff, and writing, and being a published author, writing more books eventually in the future, among other things, but really focusing on the camouflage brand. Starting a business is not cheap. There is a number of things that you end up, unless you have a lot of capital up front, you end up kind of having a little bit of debt for. It's investment, but, it is what it is. So what's going on is, it's the scalability aspect of Fracty Camo. We've got one licensed printer right now, Rainier Fabrics out of Washington State. Any DIYers out there that want to pick up my camouflage patterns, there's material available. 1,000 denier Cordura, 600 denier, a couple of GSMs, some thinner stuff, your Jersey Polar fleece, Montana fleece, and a number of other a couple other material types, fabric types that are that they offer printing my camouflage patterns on. So if you're savvy with a sewing machine and you want to make some kit, you can do that. You can go order at Rainier Fabrics. There's a section, there's a collection just dedicated to Fracty Camo, because again, they're licensed with me to print those patterns and whatnot. So if you're a DIYer, go pick it up. If you're a smaller gear maker or whatnot, go pick some up. A couple of other gear makers, Swift Design and Textiles. Anyone who knows Life Fighters Anonymous will probably know that name because they've partnered together to do some product releases and things before. Swift has picked up a couple of my patterns as well. So if you want to order specialty items or whatever, he makes some of the best slings on the market, as well as a number of other things. Go hit him up too. And there's some other companies that are slowly coming on board as well. I don't have a full list. It's always going to be, kind of adding to over time, and with the process of agreements and scalability and just developing networking and partnerships. The communication pipeline is what starts it, and then going from there. So that's one of the companies, one of the businesses here in the U.S. that's making U.S.-made products with U.S. printed and U.S.-made materials. And they do have a couple of the Fracty patterns available, namely the MU, so the mountains and urban, like high mountains, and the W, the flagship woodland pattern. He can pick up other ones as well if people request them with him, as well as, again, DIYers and stuff. All 10 patterns are available at Rainier Fabrics. Anybody wanting, a certain company or whatever to add my patterns to their line of products, whoever it is, you know, be nice about it. Don't harass anyone or anything, but you know, you can name drop and you know, just request. Be like, hey, can you guys make this in this pattern? And they can look into it, and they're free to hit me up. As well as I'm continually reaching out to various gear makers and whatnot. Uniform manufacturing stuff. Again, if you're a DIYer and you're pretty good at making, you know, like a polar fleece, you know, zip sweatshirt or pullover hoodie or whatever, like the material's there, you can make it. Larger scale uniform manufacturing and then the retail aspect of it, that's still in the process. Have not found a good U.S. partner yet. I was talking to another company that makes uniform stuff the other day, but they're really trying to push the Central American manufacturing aspect, and then I would rather it be made in the U.S. May it cost a little bit more? Yeah. Or at least U.S. controlled U.S. territory, like Puerto Rico, because there's a couple of facilities in Puerto Rico that various manufacturers have, and those are American citizens. So there's that aspect too. But and that keeps costs down. Like Proper, for example, you know, that's how they can keep some costs down, is by doing that. And a couple other companies, but mostly GS suppliers, to maintain being Berry compliant, the Berry Amendment. If anyone knows what that is, you know. So, and I'm trying to stay in that kind of ethos, you know, kind of that principled set. You know, I really don't want to work with foreign manufacturing. It's just there's a lot more liability involved, and obviously the issues with IP theft and things like that, which is a big hell no for working with Asian manufacturing and stuff. So it's just finding the right U.S. manufacturer, and there's a couple out there that do contracted production, but their MOQ, the minimum order quantity, is what that means, is very high, and it's very expensive. The brand has to expand a little bit more. Again, back to the kind of scalability aspect, in order to be able to accomplish that. But then I have to find a retail partner too, because the business structure of Frac T is not retail; it's licensing, and creation, control, possession, and licensing and agreements of the intellectual property, the patterns, the brand, and such. Also, camouflage pattern design commissions. I do make, I will design camouflage patterns on commissions, whether it's for various national military forces, or somebody who also wants to kind of get into, you know, bringing something to fruition that's a pet project of theirs or whatever. I do offer design services as well. Same deal with, you know, contacting in the website and stuff, but that's not cheap either. Especially because that's property that's being created and then transferred to that owner, you know. And it's with filing copyright and stuff, it's the same thing, you know. For design commissioning like that, you know, my name will be on the copyright, but it's made, you know, on contract for X entity, X person. But you know, that's not cheap. But in the end, you have a final product that you can also bring to market if you choose to work with foreign manufacturers or whatever. You know, just make sure you protect your IP and your interests. So that's another service that Frac T offers, but really just focusing on that scalability aspect right now, and really just trying to get more full bore into it. Had a couple of setbacks recently with you know, some serious vehicle maintenance things and some other, you know, unexpected bills and stuff that came up. So it's a very slow process, you know, having to use basically my business credit card to handle some of these other things that were much more expensive than expected. Just compounds those factors. It's not really the best time of the year for that kind of thing. So rolling into, you know, first quarter of next year and stuff, things should be starting to be a little bit better. But as far as business function and just the transparency with it and things like that, you know, it is It is expensive, and it's a slow process, especially in the um, textile and soft goods, apparel, tactical gear, whatever it is. You know, this industry is kind of slow moving. It's not a very fast process with getting new products onto the market. Again, you have to get partner. You have to bring in partners. You have to do. If you're not doing the prototyping and stuff, you know, that's a whole step in itself and everything. I mean, there's a couple of channels out there that have recent videos on getting prototypes made and you know, that whole process with formal and professional, you know, textiles and apparel. Thankfully, I don't have that part of the process. It's just the scalability factor. Finding the right partners to expand access to various fabric types with the printing capabilities that are needed, as well as bringing you know, different manufacturers on board that want to partner up and make products with the patterns. So, again, if you have good rapport with a manufacturer or whatever, reach out to them and let them know. But don't be incessant about it. Don't be insufferable. Don't be harassing them or anything. You know, we don't. I don't want. I love the diehard appreciation and support that people have and are showing and putting the effort in with supporting this brand, this new brand. But you know, don't make things hard for yourself. You know, and I don't want that to reflect poorly on a new business either, as much as just you know, you as a person and things like that. So you got to be, you know, be wise about it. Don't need anybody, you know, getting. They've already had one guy get a cease and desist from a manufacturer. I thought was hilarious. He's a real one for you know, being that proactive. And again, you know, the Instagram and all that stuff with the brand and everything, you know, it's out there, so you can see what it's all about. I'll definitely be answering some questions in the Q&A next week about that kind of stuff, because people are always asking. But this is kind of an update with some of that stuff and just kind of what's going on with me and some of the changes that are happening, not just with this new business and everything, but like just the security industry and life in general and things like that. So it's just like that kind of stuff. I've been in the security industry after getting out of the Army in 2008. I've been in the security industry pretty much ever since. So that's like 17 years, if not a little bit longer. I think between Army and security, so that's 20 years. 20 years this year. Yeah, last month was the anniversary of when I shipped out to infantry school in 2005. So, you know, so 20 years, going on 21 years, being involved with being a protector and working in the security industry in a number of different roles and things like that, and in tandem being a published author doing stuff for the industry as well. It's been great, but there's been a series of significant dynamic shifts in the industry with a lot more cyber and AI integration, just cyber focus and AI integration. I mean, you're always going to need people to physically be at places to run systems and protect people, places, things, assets, and interests, but we're not getting any younger, and it's just the dynamics of things are changing. Also, the corporatization policy, and I've talked about this in other videos too. You know, it makes doing your job a lot more difficult, because a lot of people get the good idea fairy giving them some bad ideas in their ear, you know, and that makes everyone in the line unit aspect and otherwise makes their job infinitely harder to do. You have a lot of people with a lot of really good capabilities out there, and they're not able to do their job as effectively as they could be, because of policy making limitations on what they can and can't do, among other things. Problem solving is being inhibited. Some adaptation is being inhibited. You know, making adaptation decisions on a corporate level, at the high-end corporate level for that kind of work, is not wise. You know, who are the people that are actually doing the job and solving the problem in the field, right? You know, it's your line unit people, it's your team leaders, it's your shift leaders, it's your middle management to a degree as well. You know, it's like all those people actually doing like a lot of the legwork. You know, so they need to be listened to a lot more, in order to have things running better and be more effective. But I've noticed in the industry, especially these last 2 years, especially, clients are just not paying out. They just don't want to pay for things, and that means less work, less taskings, less contracts, you know, and things like that. Because the economy's hurting everyone so much. So that's made a dent and a detriment to a lot of what people on the physical security side, like myself, do. That's made it difficult. So it's like, okay, what do I do? You know, I've got this thing going with the Camo brand and stuff. I've got this going now. I really need to focus on that then. You know, so that's what's happening. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a process. I've got to pay down these investments and some of these emergency things that came up. And once the initial investments, you know, have been paid off and things like that, you know, it's going to be a lot easier. And more promotionals and products and stuff can come out. But, you know, things just kind of, you know, everyone knows how it is. You know, sometimes things just kind of all pile on at once and things get difficult for a couple of months. So there's growing pains with everything, you know. There's pain in progress in that regard, so there's growing pains there. But yeah, slow growth with FracT, but the scalability the scaling is happening, which I'm very excited and happy about, and very proud of. So continual updates will be coming on that kind of stuff. Regarding other types of videos, whether it's the discussion videos that I do in the past and things like that, you know, if there is a topic that you want to see discussed that I haven't already discussed, because I've discussed a lot of things. I have nearly 500 videos on my channel, so people need to go back and watch them all. But if there's something that you don't see that you want me to talk about more than happy to do a discussion video or otherwise on it. Frankly, with that kind of stuff, you know, it's just, again, I kind of do whatever the hell I want here on this channel. And a lot of music stuff and the Camo brand related stuff lately, but obviously discussion videos come out here and there. But and some collaboration videos have been coming out and stuff. You know, go check out Modern Frontiersman Josh. I just had a live with Wired Tight Live. The other Josh is back. You know, go check out all the other you know, great people out there sharing the craft and teaching people, actually teaching people. Not just the entertainment slop, just teaching people. Learning is happening, and it should be happening. So go out and check out all those people too. But I digress. If there's topics that you want me to discuss, more than happy to, and can do that in the future. So, but just some updates there, and just pushing the brand more, and yeah, at some point I'll be ordering some samples and stuff and do a video on that, showing the camo patterns, apart from the promotion ponchos that I made and stuff, camouflage patterns in various deniers of material and stuff as well. And so yeah, so any DIYers out there, Rainier Fabrics, like Mount Rainier, Pacific Northwest, Washington State, RainierFabrics.com. The FracT collection is right there. You can go check it out. And gear makers and stuff, you know, I'm always looking for more partners. So the scalability is happening. There's some other partners that are coming on board as well. More info on that will be coming later. So that about rounds it up. So hope everyone's doing well. Stay safe out there. A lot of craziness going on. Just be smart. Always be learning. Always be having fun. You know, go outside and enjoy nature. Go to that concert. Support that band you like. Paint a painting. go check out Frac T Camouflage, and we'll catch you on the Q&A live next week. Metal up. Out.